We're going to go through a tutorial called PythonPing Scanner. Our first step is to install the PythonPing library. That's a library that allows us to do all kinds of things with ping commands inside of Visual Studio Code. So I right-clicked on Start, went to, and you can't see it down there, but I went to Terminal Admin, which brings up PowerShell prompt. PIP is our Python package manager. Install Python Ping. I don't know if I have this on my system or not, but we'll find out. Oh, now we do. Oh, there's a new release of PIP. So if you want to update it, which is not a bad idea, I'm going to select all of that. Control C to copy it, paste it in here, and then I'll upgrade my Python package installer. Not a bad idea. All right, so now we've updated things. We've got our PythonPing installed. The first thing we have to do, and this is not the entire tutorial, I'm going through just the parts we need to make this work. So from PythonPing, there's our library. We're going to import just the ping command. We're going to create a def main, just so we have a nice looking little program. And we need to call main. I'm going to set up the if. This is our little guy. Let me turn off Copilot because he's doing things for me. This allows us to import this as a module or just to run it as a main program. So the first thing I'm going to do is, well, in the tutorial I print a program title. I don't need much of a title. For this, you can get fancy if you wish. PythonPing Scanner. That just lets the user know what the heck's going on. Our first step, we need to get, and this first program just scans one IP address, just to make sure it works. So we're going to get IP address or host name from the user, which we will do with I'm going to call my variable host address. Good name, easy to remember. Interestingly enough, even though IP addresses and such are numbers, they're not the type of numbers that we add and subtract together. They actually come in as strings. So enter single IP address or host name. Your computer will do DNS lookup to find that, whatever it is you're scanning. Now, one of the things that you want to be aware of, and I say this in the tutorial, is do not scan any network that you don't have permission to scan. All right, so we're going to put in a result. This is going to be where our information comes in. And we're going to call a scan function, which we haven't made yet, but we're going to pass the host address into it, which means we need to make a little scan function. Well, there's nothing wrong with breaking your code up into pieces. So we have a scan function coming along. We're going to pass the host address, which, remember, even though this is the same name, it is not the same variable. This one exists only inside of this function. This one exists over here. Even though these have the same name, these are not the same variable. So put a colon at the end, and there we go. So not hard to just send a ping command to one computer. Remember we imported the ping command earlier? All you have to do is send it an IP address or a host address. That result will be stored in the result variable, and then we return the result. There it is. And the result gets returned here. Then, so we know what happened, we probably should print it. Whoops, print. There it is. I'm just going to print the result. Oh boy. Just going to print the variable by itself. Now you'll want to know the IP address of your local network. because you really shouldn't be scanning other things, although it is very common to ping, like google.com, that sort of thing, for testing things. But in our case, we're going to do things in our local network just to see if something's there. So in Windows, you would do ipconfig/all. That gives you all the network adapter information on your computer. This is not a real IP address. This is for my VirtualBox virtual machine, so we never ever work with this, ever. It's a fake adapter. It is how VirtualBox connects to your network information stack. Here's my real one. I'm on a 192.168.9 network. And there is my default gateway. Since it's my default gateway, I can scan and ping it all I want. That's what we're looking for, our default gateway. So let me run this program. And my IP address is going to, in my case, your network's going to be different. Let's see if we get a response. Ta-da! It came back very quickly because it's like right on my network. No problem there. Well, you could, people do ping Google, for example, for testing. There, it came back in 7 to 9 milliseconds. Min, average, max. So the average was 7 milliseconds, 6, and then the max was 7. So ping gives you some statistics and things on your network scanning journey. Well, we probably should stop this video right here and go into the next one. The next one's a little longer. We'll see you in part 2, PythonPing Nets.